Welcome to the Mustangs Football Update, the first of the new series, and I feel like I'm slightly out of place in between greatness on both sides. We've got the great Greg Marshall. We got our new head coach, Michael Faulds. Excited to start this, and thank, I guess, both of you for letting me be a part of this. First, to our new head coach. I know it's been a couple of weeks. Things are in the mix. You're in the office. All these kind of things. How's it feeling to be back in these first few weeks?
Yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks, and I'm just honored and humbled to be taking over the program for a coaching mentor and legend himself, and Coach Marshall. I had the privilege, and I said this to the players, of being a part of the last coaching change here when we went from Coach Haler to Coach Marshall, to be a part of the next transition and be sitting in a different seat. It's pretty special. I absolutely loved my 5 years here from 05 to 09. And as much as I loved my whole time at Laurier, my brief stint at York University when I got into coaching, it does feel good to be back in London and on this campus again.
I was in the room the day that the announcement happened. Coach Marshall addresses the fact that he's retiring. He announces that you're coming in as the head coach. I'm going to ask Greg about this in a second, but what was that feeling like in the room? That I felt that building shake a few times. I think that might have been one of them, because that room had some pretty good energy from the players when you were walking up to the front of that room.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect, honestly. It was all a blur. Obviously, it got announced on social media, and word was out that obviously Coach was retiring and I was taking over. I don't think the players in that room knew that I was there and that I was in town. So, no, a super warm welcoming. I thought the paint on the walls was going to fall off. It was so loud, but a lot of fun. And the guys, I told them, let's not make this a honeymoon stage. Are you going to continue this positive energy and momentum? And many weeks later, they're working hard, and they have carried that on.
Well, Coach, before I know how many times I've asked you to talk about you, and you always want to talk about somebody else. I think back to a night you got a Coach of the Year award, and I said to you, how great does it feel, Coach of the Year? And you said, it's a great night because Chris Merchant won the Heck Crichton. And I feel like every time we've done that, that's usually been your answer. So I'm not going to ask about your retirement, because I know we've talked about that a little bit, and it wasn't an easy decision, but you said it was time and so on and so forth. A lot of grandkids to spend some time with. I want you to talk about this guy. How excited were you when you knew that Michael Faulds was going to be the next head coach of the Mustangs football?
Yeah, he's so excited. This has been coming for a while. I wish I could coach for another 20 years. I really do. I mean, the coaching part on the field with the players, I absolutely love. But there comes a time that I want to do other things. But I want to make sure that this program continues to grow and get better and be successful and provide the student athletes with a great experience, not just winning football games, but having a great student athlete experience. And there's no one better than Michael Faulds to take over and continue the tradition of Mustang football. I mean, how many years ago, Mike? Over 15 years ago. I probably knew at that time, that sometime it's going to be over for me, and who the next guy is going to be is Michael Faulds. In just having him here in this last month, I'm not helping him with the plays or running practice or any of that stuff, but just working with him through the transition of how the university works and our donors and supporters and all of those things. Re-energized me. I mean, I'm just excited for our program. I'm excited to see the new things that are happening. You talk about social media. I don't know what social media is.
I may have asked you a time or two about some social.
You asked me a time or two. Did you see this post? I'm going, no. How do you get on? So it's just seeing that's where it's going. I know football. I don't know all those other things. So it is so exciting, and Michael is special to me. He's like family to me. And to have someone that close that you absolutely trust with your boys to take over the team couldn't be better.
You've spent some time now, I know, getting to know some of the players. You've had a very large number of one-on-one meetings. I remember you were telling me about the schedule of everything. What does this point in the season look like for the team? Because I know for some people within the football realm, they know that there's spring trainings and there's some workouts and so on. the external audience says football ended in November, December. What's the play? What are the players doing between now and then? It's still a pretty busy schedule.
Yeah, as I told the players, told the coaches, we're concerned with the body of work and the process, right? Everyone likes to think of Saturdays in the fall. You know, it's 25 degrees, you're running out of the tunnel on a Saturday afternoon. But those games are won and lost based on your off season, right? So our guys right now are working extremely hard. They're in the gym 4 days a week. They're on the track twice a week, plus all of our meetings and our practice schedules. So extremely proud of how hard they're working. And as you said, I did 10-minute speed dating sessions with each and every one of them. We've had a lot of coaches meetings, but now we're finally at the point where it's just football now. They're training, we're practicing, we're meeting, and it's a rinse and repeat every single week as we lead into, you know, our spring camp, which is coming up. So lots of excitement in and around the program.
And you're putting your stamp on things, obviously from an on-field perspective, but even we're seeing on social accounts announcing some of the commitments. The Iron Horse is one of your things coming in. How much are you enjoying that aspect of things? And it's something that I know you're passionate about.
Yeah, I don't think it helps you stop first downs or get first downs, but it is a part of kind of gaining momentum, right? A lot of these 17, 18-year-olds that commit to your program, they love that, right? Their high schools love that. So we've got a lot of momentum in recruiting right now, a lot of momentum with how hard the guys are training. So that kind of spearheaded the Iron Horse Awards. So we just want to continue this on and keep building steam.
And just finally, we're coming off of the team banquet. You recognized, or I say you, but it's you and the coaching staff and the players and a lot of the families recognizing Coach Marshall at that event. You know, it's an annual event. It's a big night for the entire team. But how special was it to have that portion, obviously at this point, with the monumental element of Coach Marshall's retirement?
Yeah, it was special. And I said to the group there, and I've said it in that first meeting on January 5th, that I'm humbled and honored to be taking over. I absolutely loved playing for Coach. I would have ran through a wall for him. I ran through, a torn ACL for him. And now to be able to take over and just continue on the momentum that's been gained from Samodiak to Haler to Marshall and now to Faulds. We're looking to just continue on with the great tradition that we have here at Western Football.
Obviously, just recently, as we mentioned, the team banquet. I feel like this is a weird scenario for me. You're recognizing the players, some of the guys you're taking over. You are recognizing the players that were here. Obviously, you get some MVPs of the year, and so some big awards that the team has. How enjoyable was that night for you? Not only, I know the recognition of you portion, you were kind of like, thank you, but you're probably wanting to make it about the boys sort of thing. How special was that night to recognize the players?
It always is special. It was good that Michael and Stacy could be here and see it and what we're doing. But we give out the MVP awards. I'm not a big MVP guy. I'm not a big all Canadian guy. I'm a big contributor. And that we recognize, and the majority of the night is spent recognizing our senior and graduating players. And that Ryan was so special to see. And I thought our coaches did a great job of honoring each. Everyone makes different contributions. There's guys that are all Canadians. There's guys that didn't dress a lot, didn't play a lot, but they were here for 4 or 5 years, practicing, working out, going to films. That's the culture that makes Mustang football successful. And so it's really, really cool to honor them and have their families here and be part of it.
I know how much you talk about social media. It was flooded this weekend with players with the plaques and the helmets and the whole thing.
Okay,
I know you saw it.
You're going to have to show me how to get on.
We'll take care. Another big event for the program, but I know for you, and something that is important, is Wall of Champions. We'll get to who's coming in this year in a few minutes, but talk about that event, and I have a feeling you will more than likely stay quite involved in that realm of things.
Yeah, I will, because I do know the history. I've been here a long time, either as a player, an assistant coach, and as the head coach. I've been involved in this football program a long time. I know most of the names going through, so I'll certainly be around to help Michael with that. Stay through to the end of April. The event is April 24th. Really good opportunity, not just to celebrate the the inductees, because as I said, that's good. But those inductees are representative of everyone that they played with. And so just celebrating the tradition of Mustang football, which I want to be as inclusive as it can be.
We know how exciting the evening is. Who's going in this year?
In the team category, it's the 2007 team, my first year coaching. In the builder category, it's Dr. Kevin Willits, our orthopedic surgeon. In the player category, it is Stuart Beek, tight end. It is Robbie Stewart, running back. It is Corey McNair, defensive back. And it is defensive tackle Daryl Wadd.
Coach, the amount of times I sit in a room and somebody walks up and says, hey, do you remember so-and-so? And like that, you've always got, oh, he was a great kid and so on and so forth. It's just the time when you get the grab on the back of the neck that I feel like I'm about 3 years old at that point.
Which is going to be difficult from where I'm going to be watching the games next year, but grabbing them.
Oh, okay.
They'll hear me.
You can come in the press box with me, but they might try and put you on the stream or something.
I'll get you in the back of the neck.
Yeah, that'll be, Ryan, that's enough. You need to get me out of here. So, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for this. This is a new item for the football program. Michael and I will be chatting once a month throughout the off season. You're going to come and see me once a week during the regular season. He got tired of seeing me like once a week. Now you're going to come and sit. I'm confused, but I'm having a good time. And we'll also bring a lot of the players in and get updates on where they're at. So excited for you guys to follow along and keep it locked to Western Mustangs football.